Well, amid the celebrations, there is concern about what the new year holds in store, with conflicts raging in the Middle East, Ukraine, Sudan and the Democratic Republic of Congo. In his New Year address, the Ukrainian leader Volodymyr Zelensky said his country will do all it can to end the war with Moscow in 2025 and halt what he called Russian aggression. Standing in front of the iconic Mother Ukraine monument in Kyiv, he also said that Ukraine would need to fight next year to bolster its position both militarily and ahead of any talks to end Russia's three-year invasion.
May 2025 become our year, the year of Ukraine. We know peace will not be gifted to us, but we will do everything to stop Russia and end the war. This is what each of us dreams of. Behind each of us stands Mother Ukraine. She deserves to live in peace. I wish this for all of us.
President Zelensky, well, years of gas supplies from Russia to Europe sent via Ukraine have come to an end, marking an end of an era in the European Union. The route has been in place for more than 40 years, but Ukraine's President Zelensky refused to allow further transits, which he said were fueling the Russian war machine. The EU has had a year to prepare for the change, and the European Commission says the impact will be limited. Well, let's get more on this with our Central Europe correspondent, Nick Thorpe. So, Nick, just how big a deal is this?
Well, obviously, any discussion of gas, any cutting of gas supplies, as you can see on a cold winter's day like this, is very emotionally important. It's also strategically important, financially important. In practical terms, it's the end of a 5-year contract between Naftogaz of Ukraine, Gazprom of Russia. That pipeline, about 3 hours ago, ceased to receive gas. That was passing 40 million cubic meters of gas a day through to Slovakia initially, and then on to countries like Austria, Hungary and Italy. The European Union says it has plenty of other suppliers, notably the United States, which now supplies a great deal of gas to the EU, but also Norway, Qatar, other countries sending liquid gas to Europe. But strategically and symbolically, it's the end of an era, because for decades, as you said, actually since 1964, Russia has supplied Europe, initially Eastern Europe, but then Western Europe, with large amounts through many pipelines of cheap gas. Now there's only one left, supplying about 5% of Europe's needs. That's the TurkStream pipeline coming up through the Balkans.
And I assume the concern is that because they're now having to go to other suppliers, the cost will rise, because this has been cheap coming from Russia through Ukraine.
That's right. Obviously, the cheapest way to supply gas is through pipelines, rather than to compress it, to cool it to minus 16 degrees centigrade, to ship it across sea and then to regasify it and put it into pipelines again, which is what's now happening. Europe depends for 80% of its gas supplies on imports from other places in the world, and so the price is up. I mean, 4 times Europeans pay 4 times more for its gas, for their gas, whether that's household or industrial gas, heating gas, than the United States. And of course, that affects European competitiveness as it tries to compete with China, with the United States and other countries.
Nick Thorpe, live in West Hungary. Thank you very much.